Alright, it's time! Another week of ZTGD Radio. Guess what? This is episode 750 for June 12th, 2023. And on the show, we got a pack full of people that just watched the Xbox showcase for 2 hours. Now you got to talk for 2 hours. We got Jay.
Buongiorno.
We got Anthony.
Yeah.
We got Terrence.
The space pirate.
And we got the Wombat, too.
I just want to say Jay is only here because of my talent for calling heads or tails.
He could have lied. You didn't see the coin, you know.
I am a man of my word. I would never lie on the heads or tails.
Did you flip an actual... Do you have an actual coin?
No, I use my phone to flip a coin.
Oh, you have a coin flipper app?
There's an app for
No,
app for that.
You literally hold down the button for the voice recognition and say flip a coin, and the Google thing flips the coins for you.
Oh, wow. You Googled that shit.
Yeah, I use it all the time. Yeah.
I wonder if Siri does that. I'll have to try it.
Nah,
Siri should also do that too.
She's a broke ass. She don't do nothing.
She is, man. Fire my
I turn it off as soon as I get a new iPhone. Like, that's the first thing I turn off.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah.
Nah, for a thing that we have a lot of time, we're really going to go off in this conversation?
No, we're not. Sorry, my bad.
Hey,
damn,
Jesus
Anthony.
Christ.
See, he's feeling frisky today. Like
he is, man. He wants to get into this. We're going to talk about...
saying, like, this is literally, like, we probably aren't going to talk about the games we played, but then we'll talk about fucking Siri.
You're right.
Get on with it. You run the show, Ken. Enjoy.
We're going to talk about Key 3. Xbox Showcase literally just went off, and it was 50% Starfield, 50% 27 other games.
Yep. That's about right.
So we'll start with the Xbox Showcase because that was what just happened. I've got a screenshot of all 27 games. So according to the statistics, I was just telling Anthony this before the show, there was 27 games shown, 13 first party, 21 of them are on Game Pass day one. Which is kind of bananas if you think about it a little bit.
A lot.
Go ahead.
I was just saying it's a lot.
It is a lot. Also, this is not a 12-month thing because some of these games ain't out for a while.
Not out for and some of them we don't even know when they're coming out because a lot of them didn't have dates.
In due time, according to one of the trailers.
Yes.
So let's kick it off.
One of them specifically even said that it was going to be gameplay footage, and then was definitely not.
Yeah,
right.
It was in engine. Yeah.
They probably shouldn't have said those words because, like, that Star Wars trailer was 100% CGI.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I was talking about Hellblade.
Oh, Hellblade. Yeah, like here's some gameplay. Gameplay of what? You watching a cutscene?
Gameplay. Yeah. This is an in-engine cutscene. 100%.
Yeah, because, like, I get it. That's how all those cutscenes basically played in the first game, too. It wasn't, like, stop, load a cutscene, and then go back to... Like, it all blended. However...
Yeah, it just feels like stretching to call it gameplay to me.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's how a lot of the game plays out, but that would be like Metal Gear showing a cutscene and then saying it's gameplay. Yeah, I mean, it is, but it's not really.
Yeah, they showed that last year at the Game Awards where they showed that gameplay where she was actually like throwing and attacking and stuff.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, that's what I expected to see more of.
Yeah,
they at least have shown it. I will give them credit. It
Yeah.
exists out there, which is more than you can say about plenty of other games that get announced. I'm not even criticizing games shown at the Xbox. I'm just saying in general, you sometimes don't even get that much. So they at least have shown you that, like, yeah, this is all running in engine, which is impressive. I mean, not a surprise because if you've played the first game, it looks very similar and looked amazing. But yeah.
Yeah, I think just as overall the show itself, like as far as Microsoft first party, there wasn't a jaw dropping like, holy shit, that's there. Like, we knew Fable was there. Avowed, we've known about for a while. Hellblade 2, we knew about for a while. Starfield, obviously, we're going to get the biggest stuff on because that motherfucker's out in 3 months.
Right.
But then, and I don't have the list as it appeared, but it kicked off with Fable, and that game ain't out this year.
No, definitely not.
They didn't even get a date.
No, but it. I will say I was pleasantly surprised with Fable because I went in not expecting to really care about Fable. I wasn't the hugest fan of the other Fable games. I mean, they were fine, but this one looks really good. It looks like something I'm interested to play. So
yeah, I'm very interested in kind of the tone of the game, and I feel like, as much as we don't talk about them, Playground Games is kind of like one of the best studio acquisitions Microsoft has had.
Yeah,
like they're really talented, and we're finally going to get to see them do something besides Go Boo.
Right.
So I'm excited for that one.
It reminded me a bit, I said it in the chat, but it reminded me a bit of The Witcher, just in terms of, I mean, obviously it looks better than The Witcher, but just in terms of the way the characters look and the sort of the little bit that they showed of the gameplay and some of the monster hunting and stuff, it reminds me a little bit of The Witcher.
Yep. So we talked a little bit about Hellblade, a little bit about Fable. What about Avowed? That was different than I expected a Skyrim-esque game.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looks like somebody was like, "Oh, remember all the stuff that Oblivion did that Skyrim didn't do? Okay, bring that back in."
Yeah,
the little bit of weird sort of stuff. Because I was trying to say because we were chatting while watching it that like Skyrim went more like obviously Nordic, which is a little bit more grim and less sort of fantastical. And I felt that was always missing from Skyrim, and Avowed looks like it has all that sort of stuff back in.
Yeah, it's the difference between Skyrim and Cyrodiil.
Yeah.
Avowed, like Obsidian always feels like, and I don't mean this derogatory, like Bethesda's sloppy seconds. Like they take what Bethesda does and kind of put their own spin on it, but it's fairly similar.
Yeah,
I think they do a better job.
Oh,
right?
Sure.
Fallout New Vegas is my favorite Fallout game.
Yeah, they definitely take. It's like it's almost like in this context, and I love Bethesda, but in this context, Bethesda is the ideas company, and Obsidian is the execution company.
I feel that.
Yeah.
This could be the best. I mean, we could finally get Skyrim 2 after 10 years, maybe.
Yeah, right.
Basically.
Yeah. No, I'm obviously that game's directly in my wheelhouse, so I'm excited for that one for sure.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing about these games is like even if I'm remotely interested, it's fucking Game Pass.
Yep.
So
yeah,
I'll check it out regardless.
Right.
Unless it's the traditional, and I'm just going to get all of this shit out of the way right now. The traditional, this is an Xbox showcase, so we're going to show Elder Scrolls Online, we're going to show Sea of Thieves, and we're going to show Flight Sim, because it's an Xbox showcase.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, did anybody, like, I know Terrence got excited over Monkey Island and Sea of Thieves, but dude, when's the last time you booted up Sea of Thieves?
Well, I don't remember. Honestly, it's not installed, so it's been a long time. I'm not gonna play it. Like I think I was more excited for the fact that it was Monkey Island because I'm a Monkey Island fan. I grew up. I mean, y'all grew up the same era I did, but I mean, those are the games I played back in the day. I haven't played this new one that I think is on Game Pass, but I need to do that.
No,
but yeah,
it's not. So, it's only on Switch, right?
Really, I thought it was on. I could have sworn that I saw it on the Game Pass thing.
The original, I think, is, but I don't think this Monkey Island 2 or whatever the sequel. I don't remember what the sequel's called. I thought it was Switch and PC only.
Oh well, damn. Okay, I'm wrong. Well, but no, that was why I was excited because I like the franchise, so that's cool. But
no,
to what Anthony was saying,
it's on consoles. It came onto consoles November 8th.
Oh, so they finally did put it.
Return to Monkey Island, Ken.
Yeah. There was a new one I thought that was only on Switch. Am I wrong?
It was.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, it was when it released on September 19th. It was Switch and PC, and then it came to consoles on November 8th.
Ah, okay, I got
you. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought I saw it on Game Pass. But yeah, I'm gonna have to play it. But yeah, that was what I think. But like what Anthony was saying, the like the comedic tone and stuff. Like I don't know, it doesn't necessarily feel like Monkey Island outside of they just put LeChuck and Guybrush and them in there. So I don't know.
The Monkey Island games are far wittier.
Yeah.
Than see, he pulled a sword out and his pants dropped, and it's like I'm okay with that. It's fine. I thought it was funny that he was playing with dolls of himself.
Yeah.
When they walked in, but like, am I really in the world of Monkey Island if that writing quality isn't there? And it's like, not really.
Yeah.
It's just typical of and I forgot to mention Fallout 76 is also in that boat. Like, there's always a new Fallout, and I know there's people playing those games. I get the joke, but like
Elder Scrolls Online, all that stuff.
Do we really need to see more of those things? Like,
I feel like it would do better to be more specific to that audience.
Yeah. It just felt weird. And to kind of go forward, like Anthony was talking about, like, I think one of the biggest things before the showcase that people were like, we don't want to see this, is like we're excited to hear about NXIL's new game and Compulsion's new game, but like they haven't even put out Fable and Avowed and Hellblade, and like those games look cool, but when are they coming out?
Like the only studio who's had stuff come out, basically, or the only acquisition that Microsoft has made that has produced something that wasn't already in the pipeline at this point, like it's not on everything because Psychonauts 2 is on everything, is some of the Bethesda titles.
Well, Arcane specifically.
Yeah.
Right. Hi-Fi Rush and
Tango,
awful...
and then Redfall, which was Arcane.
Yeah.
Like, those are the only games that they've gotten out of all of these acquisitions, and it's like, I'm not gonna lie, Clockwork Revolution and South of Midnight both look really freaking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at least we got gameplay of Clockwork Revolution.
I trust NXIL. They've put out games. We forget about them. They've put out games.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they have. I don't know. I think I have PTSD from Atomic Heart, which prevents me from fully embracing Clockwork Revolution.
I go, wow, man, I remember playing that in 2011 when Infinite came out.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
BioShock.
It definitely looks like BioShock Infinite.
And
sure,
unabashedly, what if Booker was a lady who also had the time travel powers? Is what I basically took away from that.
You know what?
I was
I'm okay with that.
Oh, was it 2013? It was 2013. Okay, my bad. I was off by 2 years. I thought it was 2013. I'm like, can't have been that late, but I was wrong.
I just hope to Christ.
Clockwork Revolution was the final game that they showed at the Xbox. Was it good enough to be the final game? Transition into a new color for Xbox Series X. How do you close out a show for your big yearly conference with that? It's not a huge game that people are really interested in. And I think more people are interested in it now, perhaps. But that into a new color for Series S, which is the console between the two that nobody really wants. I think that's just kind of ending on a whimper compared to ending in like a big bang that people are talking about, and then 15 minutes of Starfield afterwards. It's just kind of.
I think they decided Starfield was going to be their closer.
Yeah.
That's
a long ass closer. Also, they were fighting with Sony of like who's going to make the more lame hardware announcements, headphones and a screen or a new color of a Series S nobody wants.
I mean, I fucking PlayStation still loses that. That's
it's a close one.
No, it's not. And I'll tell you why. Because you can get a device that does that piece of shit screen thing for less.
Sure, but it's still funny.
So, at the end of the day, what is it? Backbone is what they're called?
Yeah.
Backbone.
Yeah.
The Backbone will do what that piece of shit does for far less. At least, and probably feel better, to be completely honest, because at least you can take that on the go partially. Like, your phone is always on you, right? So it's only an extra piece. This fucking controller that you can only basically use inside your house to stream to it, like, you're a fucking piece of junk. And I was nicer to that Sony press conference than a lot of people online, but that was a fucking hunk of plastic.
Yeah,
piece of
well, that's another thing. We're talking about this now, so let's move on.
No, I know. Just yeah.
Forza Motorsport. Cars go fast.
There was 2 cars on stage.
There were 2 cars on stage.
There was 2 cars on stage. That's true.
I said there was going to be a car on stage. And I got 2. So we were going to be wrong no matter what, because I said, what car do you think is going to be on stage? We got 2 of them, both wrong.
Is there a meaning in dropping the name for this game, or what's the point?
The number.
Why are they doing it?
I think it's because it's the new, like, this is only on the series consoles. So like I think they're just kind of rebooting it. I hope they're not trying the Halo Infinite thing where it's like this is just the game.
I think it works better though.
It does,
because if they're using real tracks, they just have to keep licensing those tracks every time they make a game. But they probably only have to license it once if they make it a platform.
I don't know about that. Like some of the old
cars
games
are going to change.
Yeah,
well, that's partially music too, but there's a lot of things that they might be able to skirt if it's just a platform.
How many times though have we heard this is a platform going forward at this point where it's actually been successful?
The joke's on you. I zone out and don't remember.
I think Destiny's really the only one.
But it had a
Destiny
sequel.
Destiny had a sequel. They said it was going to be one. And then
yeah. Yeah, Destiny 2 is what I had in my head at that time. Sometimes I forget that it has a 2 on the end of it.
Yeah.
It's a better game. But anyways, yeah.
So
I don't agree with it. I'm just
Fortnite,
saying.
I guess.
Fortnite.
They've said before that Fortnite's not going to get a sequel, that it's just, but I don't know. It feels like more often than not we hear that and then the game ends up failing. So...
yeah, don't try to make your game a platform. It doesn't work.
Yeah, just make it a game.
I think we'll cover Starfield at the end because Jesus Christ, they talk so much about Starfield. I think that's all the first-party stuff besides Starfield. So let's start going through the third-party stuff, which some of it's coming to Game Pass. Some of it was super interesting. We'll kick it off, just kind of roll it through. So we talked about Star Wars a little bit. I'm excited to see that game tomorrow. But that trailer is just CGI. The story looks interesting, and I sent you guys a tweet. I guess it takes place between Empire and Jedi. So
that's a fertile area for them to mine for content. Because the other big Star Wars game, obviously, the Jedi series from Respawn, takes place before Episode 1. And obviously a lot of the other stuff, Mandalorian and all that, takes place after
Don't you mean Episode 4?
Jedi. So, yeah, sorry. What did I say, Episode 1?
You said Episode 1. I was like...
Yeah, no, sorry.
I was like, wait, Cal?
I meant A New Hope, Episode 1 of the original and better trilogy. But, yeah, so it's a fertile time period, that spot between Empire and Return of the Jedi.
I hope it's not a Division style game. I hope it's just a straight up third person single player action game.
Yeah, hopefully.
But it's coming from Ubisoft, so.
Well, it's coming from people that do Division.
I can imagine they're not going to. I don't want to say that because it is Ubisoft, but yeah, like I don't know. I feel like they're just going to make an open world. It's going to feel like all their open world games, but it's going to be Star Wars. That's totally fine. Yeah. That's not even me trying to shit on them. It's just like, well, you want an open world Star Wars game, they're probably the best person to do it. Outside of maybe Avalanche, which I would probably prefer.
Hey, we'll see the gameplay tomorrow, according to the trailer. Ubisoft thing tomorrow.
Also, we missed one.
I'm not going in any order.
No, but the Dune flight simulator.
Oh yeah, the fly.
What a weird.
Dude, you can fly air balloons in the regular game now.
Yeah, but it's its own. So for some reason, when they put up the every game shown at our showcase, Flight Simulator and Dune Flight Simulator are two different things.
Oh, it's the same shit. Knock it off.
I know. I don't understand that.
All right. The Project Belfry game that had been rumored forever was finally shown. That's the game from the Banner Saga people. Towerborn. Is it
fucking Born games?
Like at the end of the trailer? Did anybody else notice there was a bunch of hexagonal like spots on a map?
Yeah. It looks
I
like
did notice that.
it
Yeah.
looks. They showed that in the middle too, where they before they zoomed in on area, it showed you the weird hexagon. So it's a multiplayer beat 'em up that might have a strategy component to it.
I mean, that's kind of what the Banner Saga was, a little
But
bit.
the Banner Saga though was still a turn-based strategy when it came to battles.
Yeah.
So, because Ash of Gods was just a ripoff of Banner Saga. So,
supposedly the rumor was this was exclusive, but I don't know that it is or not. So I can't. I'm sure Twitter has farmed this out at some point because that's always the question after these shows. What's coming to other machines?
Yep.
Right.
So that one's interesting. And then Capcom showed off their new game. I cannot. This thing is so small.
something Path of Goddess.
Path of the Goddess.
Yeah.
Ryan nailed it, saying he thought it was. I thought it was Onimusha, and then I was like, "Is it Otogi?" But that's from Software.
That's from I thought it was Otaki too.
So here's my first response. I'm like, I'm watching. I'm like, okay, this looks pretty good. And then like something started. I'm like, wait a second, are they gonna fucking do what they did with that fucking Dino game where it looked like Dino Crisis, and then it just is like, go fuck yourself. I'm like waiting for multiplayer characters to show up, and didn't.
You know, the only thing that
my
makes
pessimism lost that battle, and that's fine.
The thing that makes me nervous about this game is this is another Capcom new IP. What happened to Pragmata?
I don't even know what that is.
That's a game that everybody thought was a new Kojima game that was shown like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
That was shown during the Sony thing, right?
Yeah, that was a Sony.
That was shown June 11th. 2022 was when it went up on PlayStation's YouTube, and then on Capcom USA, a 34-second teaser went up on November 17th, 2021.
Yeah, that's how long
saying
ago.
Coming 2023.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
It hasn't been canceled yet, so we'll see.
The guy kind of looks like he's wearing a mix of a spacesuit with the helmet from Vanquish.
Mm-hmm. Actually, Capcom has a showcase tomorrow, so they could show it tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it'll be deep down in the.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Capcom's been knocking it out of the park lately, so hey, hopefully they keep on a good roll.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
all for Capcom, and it's weird that they have a showcase tomorrow and Microsoft debuted this here. That's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Gaming is better when Capcom is a powerhouse.
This is true.
I agree.
Let me pull back up the list. So Atlas, we knew 2 of them. They leaked Persona 3 Reload and Persona 5 Tactica. Those were both there.
Yeah.
Is Reload a remake of the console version, or is it a complete ground up remake?
It's a ground up remake. It doesn't look like they reuse any assets or anything like that. So Persona 3 actually, I can't say that. I think Persona 3, Persona 2, and 1 were on the PS1 and PSP generation. So those games probably need the remake more. I think, but Persona 3 is kind of the one that started out the whole Persona fad in terms of Persona 3, 4, 5 being such huge titles. Persona was a very niche title until Persona 3 came out, which really kind of blew up, and then it kind of kept going from there with 4 and 5 being even bigger each time.
Okay.
I think 3 is actually my favorite of the bunch in terms of the pure storyline. And it was held back a lot by the presentation of the story and some rather archaic gameplay elements where you couldn't even control your own characters and stuff like that, other than your main party member. So if they bring all those elements together with modern, gameplay mechanics and the visuals, which they showcase, looks fantastic. This is definitely one of my most anticipated games of 2024 for sure.
Yeah, it sucks it got leaked because that would have been a huge, oh my god moment.
I would have jumped off my seat for that, man. It would have been amazing.
Yeah, and then the tactic game looks cool.
It does.
And then they announced a new game, which I thought was Shin Megami Tensei because it's very similar art style, but it's called was it Metaphor something Fantasio?
Yeah.
It got a crazy name.
It does. So this is made by the same director, composer, and character designer that did all Persona games 3 to 4 to 5. So in regards, it kind of is a spiritual successor to Persona in a lot of ways, with all those people involved and the visuals, the gameplay. And I was taking a look at some of these screenshots, and they look insane. The graphic designs on these, and how they managed to pull together UI elements with the gameplay is just phenomenal. So another one. I'm glad this one wasn't leaked during the Atlas Instagram thing. So yeah, that's a big win for JRPG fans like myself.
And it's on Game Pass.
Oh yeah, no, this one is not.
Oh, I thought it did say it was going to be on Game Pass.
No, Persona 3 Reload and Persona 5 Tactics, yes, but not Metaphor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Metaphor,
when I first saw it,
Refantasio. Yeah.
I'm just gonna call it Metaphor. I'm not gonna fucking add that.
when I first saw it and they were showing the modern day, and then they showed you a quick fucking clip of a character, I was like, why am I getting Tokyo Mirage Sessions? I was like, how the fuck are they pulling this off? That doesn't make any fucking sense. And then it was like, oh, it's a totally different game. We're good. It'd be interesting to have them have the Fire Emblem characters on the Xbox.
Oh God, no! I didn't dislike Tokyo Mirage Session. I thought it was actually a fun game, but that's a one and done idea. Never do that again, please.
All right, keeping with the Japanese theme, we got the new trailer for the new Like a Dragon game, Infinite Wealth, which might have been the best trailer in that showcase.
It was.
Hell yeah. So I don't think this is Like a Dragon 8. This is just a spin-off game, kind of like how Kiryu got his own spin-off game with the Man with No Name.
The 8 is sideways in the logo.
Yeah.
It's 8.
Oh, right? Is that? So this is 8, straight up.
This is 8.
Yeah,
this is straight up 8.
This is they're doing
okay.
they're doing a joke with Infinite Wealth. Turn the 8 on its side. It's a infinity
symbol. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. That's awesome. Okay. I mean, Ichiban in the States, what more do you want, man? That's awesome.
What a crazy idea. I didn't know. I always thought maybe you could pull that off in the States, but now they're just doing it, and it's like, oh shit.
Dude, fuck
yeah,
it.
No. As many Yakuza games there has been, none of them has ever taken place anywhere, outside of Japan, basically, for the most part. So it's pretty exciting. It's a brand new land to explore for the Like a Dragon series, and with how well received Like a Dragon was, with the RPG mechanics and stuff like that was mixing things up. And I know Drew and the other guys that also played it for Phoenix Down really loved it too. So we're all very hyped for this one.
Yeah,
I need to play that still. Everybody keeps telling me that I would love it
so good.
as much as I love Dragon Quest.
It's so good. And then that's two Like a Dragon games in the next 12 months, because we're also getting the
man who erased his name.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
It's awesome because you have both legacy gameplay styles going forward. One is the beat 'em up with sticking with Kiryu, and the new RPG mechanic one going with the Like a Dragon with Ichiban. That's so fans of whether or not you're more of a fan of the beat 'em up or the new RPG mechanics, you both have options in game coming up in the next 12 months. That's fantastic.
And if you dig both of them, there's just that much more Yakuza.
Oh, I'm eating, man. I'm eating good.
I'm never not gonna call it Yakuza. I'm sorry.
Shit. When do they drop the next Judgment game in there, and you'll go, how the fuck did they manage to make this in between all that other shit? They just remade.
The samurai one.
There was a ground up remake for current consoles.
I still need to play that.
And added all the actors from zero into that game. Like, what the fuck? And then they're like, yeah, we got 2 more games coming out, guys, too. It's like, Jesus.
Yeah, I think I'm hesitant to start another Yakuza game because I would like to play through the series, but I'm hesitant to start another one because everybody tells me I already played the best one. But maybe Like a Dragon, the turn-based one would be the way to go for the next one.
That's an easy recommend for people that are just getting into the series. Whether you have some kind of hesitations about going into a series with so many games on the line, right? Like 6-7 games that you can play before even getting to Like a Dragon. So if you want to just go into the first game and you like turn-based RPG, combat, then Like a Dragon is kind of a no-brainer because it takes place in a slightly different time and with new characters. So
yeah, I need to check that one out. We'll add it to the list for when I don't have a million things to play.
All right, you ready to roll your eyes? Because now we're going to talk about Overwatch.
Hey, look, they're
already rolling.
So
I need to probably talk to a doctor about that because they've been rolling actually constantly since Overwatch 2 came out. I don't know what happened.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I immediately got right back in. You know, there was something that was hidden in that trailer that I didn't realize until I went and read the news story.
Motherfucker, it's been like 5 minutes since the show fucking ended.
But
that's insane that you're already just like, well, let me see all this hidden shit in the trailer.
No. I'm not talking about hidden shit in the trailer. So I know that the new hero was in the trailer for half a second. Mm-hmm. But here's something that maybe is foretelling of something coming up. You know how you get Ultimate Game Pass perks, right?
Yeah.
So that starter pack that they showed at the end with the 6 new heroes, including the new character, that's a perk.
Yeah, I saw that. It's a perk for Game Pass.
Yep.
Yeah.
And legendary skins and in-game... This is the kind of stuff we talked about when Microsoft was going to purchase Activision that I would be excited about, and it's happening starting August 10th. So you get all 6 of the characters plus the legendary skins and in-game cosmetics with Game Pass Ultimate.
Cool.
Man, I'm sorry. I'm excited. You know what? Fuck off. You were like a 3-month man.
Hey, fuck you. I got fucking banned from playing for an hour because their fucking game couldn't load. Get fucked. And that's on top of their shitty matchmaking and just miserable audience that they have. Like, that are sending me messages on fucking Xbox. Get fucked.
I mean, that's any online game, to be fair.
Yeah, you're right, but, like, it just... They fucking stopped caring for a while there, so...
I'm excited.
Terrence knows a little something about being banned from Xbox.
He does.
Terrence's message was at least nice. I don't know how they misconstrued that. Mine was fucking actually mean, and I never got a report saying, "Oh, we did something about it" or not.
That's messed up.
I don't know. I'm excited for the story mode. I'm excited. I'll get back in the game. I haven't played for a month and a half, but I'm excited.
See, that trailer, and I put that in the chat. I think I would prefer just to have an Overwatch movie or a TV show because I want to know more about the story and the. You know
what's funny is when that clip first started, I assumed that's what it was.
I did too.
I thought to myself, oh, that looks like maybe they're making a TV show or something out of Overwatch.
Yep. I think it would do really well as a show. Like I would like because I mean. They were talking about their little upcoming conflict with this. And I'm like, oh shit, this is the stuff I want to know. Like, I didn't see my boy Reaper, but he's with Talon, so he wouldn't be with them. That was the Overwatch people. But yeah, like I want a show. I don't necessarily want to go back to playing the game.
am totally fine with PvE. If that's how you want to tell a story and you have to get groups together to fight some robots, fine.
That's what this looks like it's going to be.
Yep. So. And it does seem to have some single player get better with the character shit, which has been long needed.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw the hero mastery stuff, so I guess all that's...
It's per character.
All coming in August?
Yeah, this is all... I feel like this is like the launch of the game. Like their anniversary is going to be like, hey, the beta's over. Yeah. It's finally out.
Oh, is it in beta this whole time?
Yeah, no. they quote-unquote it's in beta, but yet it's on... Season 6 starts on Tuesday, just so you know, for the beta.
So this is like early access for
it's
all those other games?
It's beta for a sequel that we shut down that ran better.
Right, like this was just
Y'all dump on it, but here I am on year 7, baby. Let's go.
This guy.
Let's talk about more.
Well, you have a problem, Ken, and we all know this.
That's right. I'm allowed to have a problem. All right, more games. The standard. We got Payday 3. Payday 3. Show anybody? Payday 3.
That looks cool. I wanted to play
Payday.
the second one, but
looks like Payday. I'm sure my kids' friends would enjoy it, but I've never been a fan of those games, so I tuned out during that part of the trailer, or that part of the show, I mean.
Yeah, I'm not a Payday guy. I've tried it a few times, and I'm like, yeah, this seems like it would be cool, but it's kind of not, so I don't know. This is how I feel when I play it. I'm like, this should be cool, right? Like we're robbing a bank and we're planning this shit, and I'm like, but it's not fun.
That's how I feel because I played the second one, and I'm hoping that it was just because the second one is dated, right? And so the third one is going to bring everything to mind. That's what I'm hoping, because it interests me. Like the whole concept of Payday interests me. But like you, like I play it and I'm like, man, damn it. Like it just, I don't know if it's the way it controls or what, but it's just something off. So I'm hoping that this new one is better. What were you going to say, Anthony? I'm sorry.
I mean, like Payday 2 has been around forever and they've just kept adding stuff onto it. I can't imagine that they're going to be able to make Payday 3 feel much different without alienating all the people that have stuck with Payday 2.
I got you.
Like, I honestly don't I know we were talking about, like, you know, games as a platform doesn't ever seem to work out. But in a game that's had so much life in it, like Payday 3 or Payday 2, like, it'd be weird to go to Payday 3. It's kind of like Dying Light had a really long lifespan multiplayer-wise, and then the second game came out, and boy, does it feel like that just died off entirely.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not our type of game. Maybe someone that knows the game and knows what they're going to add could say, like, here's what's going to be different.
And then Wombat also fell asleep during the City Skylines 2.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Hey, look, it's pretty.
I
don't. Yeah, same with Wombat. Man, I don't feel like doing work.
I don't know. I like those games. They're very chill. Like, let's build some
chill
water
at all.
systems.
Yeah, just watching that trailer was stressful to me.
Okay, fucking Ryan and I are in the same boat. Like, it's just like, why the fuck would I want to micromanage a goddamn city?
Yeah, I can't. That's too much like work for me. I can't play
Ryan, they're dying
sim
because they don't have water. But build some pipes.
I can't play a sim city building micromanagement game after coming home from work.
Or you put the
I would have a heart
fire
attack.
station too far away, and that building burned down and killed everyone alive.
Yeah,
it's your fault.
It's like my son playing Human Fall Flat. It's like, I understand why you enjoy this, but I can't play a game where the controls are bad on purpose. That just stresses me out.
Yeah, because my son plays that. I'm like, I just don't, man, I can't.
Now, what if they redid Human Fall Flat, but you were playing as a toddler learning to walk and you had to try to avoid dangerous objects?
What, you know what that sounds like? That sounds a lot like Who's the Daddy? Who's your Daddy?
I saw that game. Yeah, that game is...
My son and his friends love that game. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Kids
they
like
play it
you know
all
how
the time.
popular that a Human Falls Flat game is? It's sold over 40 million copies. Man.
Oh, yeah.
Holy crap.
Kids love it.
It's insane. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yep. That's up there with like Hello Neighbor and Goat Simulator and all that shit.
Man.
33 Immortals is a 33-player co-op game from Thunder Lotus and looks like a Thunder Lotus-ass Thunder Lotus game.
Indeed,
yeah, I said it looks like Hades at home.
Yeah, except there's 33
multiplayer.
33 Hades.
Yeah, I like Thunder Lotus's stuff. I don't think this is the best looking stuff they've done though.
No, what was that Metroidvania game? I love that game.
God.
I can't remember
the one
name
that has
of it.
like it's a bit roguelike, which I'm surprised you like it.
Yeah, it does have some rogue.
33 Immortals is the name of it.
No,
Sundered.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
Oh,
Sundered
was
beautiful.
pretty good too. Like Jotun, which was like you fighting like
the
frost
Norse,
giants and
the Norse
shit.
gods. Yeah.
Like, and then they did Spiritfarer, which I think is their biggest, most well-known title.
Mm-hmm.
But like really beautiful games, and then it was like, yeah, here's 33 Immortals, and I'm like,
They are in the same kind of ballpark as Supermassive to me in terms of the kind of games they make. They always make things that are good, sometimes not in my ballpark, but always pretty quality stuff. So if they're making or taking a turn at this whole multiplayer aspect of it, and 33 multiplayer is not an easy thing to do, in terms of the logistics behind it and how well it needs to run for it to really accommodate that kind of gameplay. So if they can pull that off well, it could be a very unique experience. And in that regard, I think it's well worth trying out at the very least.
Watch it be like Fall Guys, and we're actually just fighting to be the one. It's a Highlander. It's a Highlander game, but they couldn't get the license.
Moving on. Still Wakes the Deep. One of the first-person horror games that takes place on a tanker.
From the Chinese Room.
Yes.
Yeah. Visually, it looks impressive, but I love me some horror games. I'm playing through Amnesia Bunker now, which I think is good as well. But Chinese Room has kind of like the negative stigma of having made the worst Amnesia game with Machine with Pigs.
Well, they make walking sims. They make walking sims.
They make a lot of those, right? But this could be something, I don't know, maybe it'll be the best one that they made yet, or it might be something that they're doing a little something different on. Who knows? We need to see more.
It makes me feel like I'm with the studio that's making that Silent Hill game, Bloober. It's that type of like, and it's just like I don't know. I'm tired of horror games where you can't defend yourself. I think the Resident Evil remakes, I was gonna say the RE remakes, but just say Resident Evil. Resident Evil remakes prove that like you can still make a scary survival horror game without leaving you defenseless. I think it works for something like Outlast, where they're really trying to sell you on the idea that somebody is recording all this. But for the most part, it's just like, well, you don't have any weapons. Run, hide. It's like, okay. And that's what this looks like. And it's just like, I don't know. You have to remember, this is the studio that became big because they made a walking sim the walking sim, using the Half-Life 2 Source engine. They did Dear Esther. It was a mod, and you walked around an island, and they told you a story. And then the Stanley Parable did the same thing, but was funny and far more engaging.
Well, that just kind of shows that the genre, or as you call it, the walking simulator, which I think is kind of like a term used as like a derogatory genre kind of deal. I was like, oh, that's just a walking simulator. But I think that's very much of a disservice to the experiences that you can have with these kind of games.
For sure.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it too much. And we've seen very little of the game. I like the horror genre. I'm always willing to check out the new entries in the series from fairly well-known developers. So we'll see how this goes.
Yep. Next up was the Dungeons of Hinterberg. I don't remember the developer, but this was the cartoony, like she was on like a surfboard or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that game was immediately forgotten after the conference by me. I'm sure maybe it's good, but I got to tell you, I could not have told you. I wouldn't have passed a pop quiz on my own life that game actually was shown in this conference.
Yeah, Microsoft always has like a couple indie games that they kind of tout out in these, and this is one of those for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested because it looks like an interesting world, but it also feels like it could be just a boring ass one of these types of games.
Yeah.
It's from a studio I don't recognize, called Microbird.
I don't.
Seems to be their first thing, because I don't see. Yeah,
maybe
like
it is.
Microbird. I looked up Microbird. The first thing is leading bus manufacturing company in Canada.
I don't think that's them. Oh, and then the other indie game looked kind of like a climbing simulator from Don't Nod called. You pronounce it Jusant? Is that how you pronounce it?
I would assume it's Jusant.
It looks all right. I'd be down to check it out. Don't Nod makes a lot of weird games.
Yeah, which apparently is like, I translated it because I was like, I don't actually know what that word is. Ebb. So that's what it's referring to.
Like ebb and flow?
Ocean waves. Yeah, like when the water goes out to sea is the ebb. So, yeah.
What's that have to do with climbing?
No fucking clue.
Okay, I was making sure I wasn't crazy.
Yeah, no, man. I could not tell you. Maybe it'll make sense. Maybe you should go fuck yourself, Ken. I don't know.
I might just be interested in seeing it because I've spent so much time climbing in Tears of the Kingdom lately, so maybe that's just...
Whatever the thing is that he's got in his bag is adorable. A little creature that looks like a weirdly
it looked like it had
thing.
asked for a face, like the shape of it and stuff like that, with eyes on it.
I agree with you, Anthony. I thought it was awesome.
Oh, there's a
tardigrade. I love the duck quack. As I said in the chat, my son was watching the show with me, and he said, that thing in his backpack is so cute that I'm afraid to play the game because I'm afraid I would fall and hurt it.
I think that's all I had. Did we talk about Cyberpunk? We talked about Cyberpunk, right?
We actually did not.
Okay.
No.
So, yeah, Keanu came out again. Did his voice sound weird to anybody
Yes.
else?
It did. Yeah, it sounded like he was, sick or had just had dental work done or something.
Yeah.
It sounded like the sound mixing was off and there's some modulation in his voice or something.
Yeah, it sounded off. I was like, maybe I'm just my internet. But apparently not. All right.
No, there was definitely something off about his voice. I don't know what it was, but there was definitely something off about it.
Oh, interesting. So I just got this. So there's another Microsoft showcase on Tuesday.
What?
At June 13th at 1 p.m. Eastern. Will include, quote, games from our creative partners that we didn't show you today, plus in-depth interviews, gameplay walkthroughs with brand new footage, and more.
It's one of those things.
Fucking show all your shit today and then let people tune in on Tuesday to see what they want to see more of. Good fucking God.
Because there would be less incentive for them to tune in on Tuesday, Anthony. You gotta twinkle in the new stuff. Otherwise, people won't tune in.
I wonder what will be there on Tuesday.
Indie stuff.
Probably. So yeah, Cyberpunk expansion.
Cyberpunk. We also didn't talk about South of Midnight.
I mean, we talked about
it.
We
Was a
mentioned
CG trailer.
We mentioned it. Yeah. We didn't talk about
game looks cool as hell.
Me too.
The art style of the game looks cool as hell. I shouldn't say I think the game looks cool as hell because they didn't show us the game.
Art style.
Anthony, I just saw that picture you posted in chat. That's great. I think the art style of that game and sort of the Bayou genre of it looks pretty neat to me. I'm curious to see how the actual game plays, but I'm intrigued. Color me intrigued.
Yeah, I'm always down for that. Like I was just gonna say, I'm always down for that style, like the Shadow Man kind of Deep South lore kind of stuff. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that genre, on a quick aside, have you guys seen the movie The Skeleton Key?
I think so.
That's the one with Voodoo, right? Voodoo?
It's an excellent movie. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. And don't look up anything about it beforehand. Just watch the movie.
I'm looking it up to see if I saw it or not.
Yeah, it's a Kate Hudson.
Okay, I have seen that. Yeah, I have seen that. Okay.
Yeah, it's an excellent movie.
It is good. Yeah.
I don't even like horror movies or thriller movies like that, and that one's great.
It got a 37 on Rotten Tomatoes, Ryan.
Well, you know what? Rotten Tomatoes is wrong because that movie's great.
Yeah, a lot of times those critics are. Yeah.
I think I watched it and I remember it being good. I'm not gonna mention anything about it, but was it not to spoil anything specific, but believing is everything, right? Right,
yes.
Right, Ryan? That's the movie. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Yeah, that movie was good. I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Anthony's
Ryan,
trying to talk about South of Midnight, aren't you?
Yes. Ryan, did you ever play Concrete Genie?
No, I did not.
You should. Obviously, it's not. That's the first thing I thought when I saw the animation style on this. It's not identical, but it has the Leica Studios sort of like stop animation almost look to it as well. So I was like, oh shit! I'm like, I wonder if that studio got bought up. But no, this game's clearly been worked on for a while, and this team that made Concrete Genie just got let go from Sony. But
I gotta say,
very similar art style.
I hope to Christ this isn't a bait and switch like We Happy Few.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's how I feel about a lot of things. I think that's part of the reason why I kind of walked away from this conference a bit jaded about certain things, just because it's like, man, I've seen stuff like this before, and it has not paid off. So
yeah. I'm
like I know we're about to talk about it, so I'm just gonna say it. Like some of the stuff with Starfield, I saw it and immediately went, "Boy, I remember when I was excited for No Man's Sky."
Well, before we get into that, let's just mention real quick. Shocked that you didn't see Everwild or Perfect Dark? Or...
No, I'm not shocked at any point in time now that I'm not seeing the shit that they've promised, because that's just kind of what I assume is going to happen from fucking Xbox.
The next game from id Software, the new game from Machine Games.
All right, Contraband. Where was Indiana Jones?
Contraband, Indiana Jones.
Because this shit's all vaporware, as far as I'm concerned.
Like, holy shit, man! Like. Wolfenstein 3 is never coming out.
No, Wolfenstein 3 is never... Well, Wolfenstein 3, it isn't being made right now. Like, that game clearly had a trilogy arc going for it. You were clearly going to have to kill Hitler the next game. Whatever it was going to be, you were going to have to. And then they were doing Indiana Jones, which, we've had a teaser for, and it was barely a teaser.
It basically played the music and showed his whip.
Yeah, and that's it. And it's like, I get it. Maybe you don't want to show it off before it's ready, but like, that's how you're treating all of your fucking studios. And it's like, you have nothing.
You mean like Perfect Dark, which got like that fly-through camera and then never heard anything again?
And then what's going to happen? It's all going to come out at once, and it's just, you're going to fucking, I get it, it's all in Game Pass, whatever, but it's all just going to cannibalize the fucking interest.
Well... I don't believe. 2025 will be the year for that.
Great.
We've been saying that since 2020. It's like, this next year is going to be the year for Xbox. The next year. Now we are here in 2024. And that was kind of one of the themes for the first party for Xbox, where almost every game that they're talking about either doesn't have a straight date or is going to be 2024. So that's kind of demoralizing in terms of if you have been kind of waiting for all these games to come out, and after all those buyouts of different developers, it's just taking a tremendous amount of time, and then it doesn't seem to shrink, man. It just seems to keep going longer, and then there's games that we don't even hear about after it's been announced, and it feels like they're doing what Sony used to do quite often. Back in the days of like the 2020s and whatnot, when they would just show like a very small teaser of a game that just is fresh in development, just to let people know that it's coming out, but we're not going to see the light of day for like 4 or 5 years. And that's no fun for anyone, really. I mean, it's nice that things are coming out, but we'd much rather hear about a game when it's about a year away from release, right? Mm-hmm. We don't want to be hearing things about like 3, 4, 5 years down the road, because the more time there is from now till release date, the more chances there are the game is going to be delayed or canceled. And there's a lot of that going around. So I don't know. I'm glad to see a lot of the games in the Xbox showcase and a lot of third-party stuff, which I think looks tremendous, including the Yakuza and the Persona stuff. But from a first-party perspective, it's kind of disappointing. I feel the same way as I did with Sony in a lot of ways in that regard.
But I think, because I'm going to go back to defending Sony, which again is funny because I've shit on them in the past. You can at least excuse their last showing, because before that last showing, they've put out two, and again, maybe they're not for me, but like two amazing games. They did Horizon, which they just put out PS5 DLC for, as well as God of War Ragnarok. And it's like, how do you say like, oh well, we haven't been eating? Like, guys, you've been fed well from fucking Sony. Like Microsoft, just this year we finally got fucking a game.
To be fair, they're going to put out, like I was telling you before the show, they're going to have put out 6 first-party games this year.
This is the first year in a long time.
No, 100%.
But you, at the same time, it's like, this is the first year in a long time, and all the shit you've promised doesn't seem any closer.
Except Starfield. Like, that one's finally going to make it.
But I feel like Starfield was always the one that was like, there was no doubt Bethesda wasn't working on it.
I mean, to be fair, it was supposed to be out last year. So.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, at least even when it's delayed, it's like, oh, I don't think, oh my god, maybe Starfield isn't coming out. I just was never there. I was more like, oh, it's not coming out this year. Maybe it's not next year either, but it will eventually come out. It's like perfect. Can you say that about Perfect Dark as it stands?
Oh,
that
fuck
it's
no.
Coming out,
I
right?
don't believe it.
This is now at least we have something with Fable where you can say, well, they're at least doing something.
Well, that kind of transitions perfectly into, boy, Starfield is really coming out because they basically just showed us so much of that game.
Mm-hmm.
Was Fable on the show last year with the all of these are coming out in the next 12 months?
No.
No.
Okay. No, I think it was the year before that they showed the trailer.
Yeah, they showed the little teaser and said we're making it.
Where the
little fairy was flying around
and then gets eaten by the frog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Richard Iowati as the guy that's talking to you in
Dave.
Fable was great.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say that. Perfect casting.
Starfield.
Sorry, Starfield.
Yeah, Starfield.
Boy, before we start gushing, let me just say my piece and then I'll be quiet so everybody else can gush. It does look beautiful, which is nice for a change from Bethesda, where it was like, it looks good for what it is. No, this actually looks fucking amazing. I see a lot of stuff that I wasn't a huge fan of in No Man's Sky really coming out in droves here. Like, why don't you scan all the animals? Why don't I not do that? It's not fun. It's not like it's helping me fight them. It's just, can you scan them? I can. I'm good. Scan for minerals. Get the fuck out of here. Like, this is now extra shit. That is not why I've ever gone to a Bethesda RPG. Can you imagine analyzing rocks in fucking Skyrim? Yeah. Anyways, that's my piece. Everything else looks like. I will say this: I was upset, and then I'm not as concerned. They said, "Look, we built a small area of each planet, and then let computers figure out the rest, and then would do finishing touches on it to add certain aspects to the planet." Cool. That was my biggest worry, was that a lot of the planets were just going to be randomly generated and none of it would really matter at the end of the day. But it seems like they've gone and at least said, there is a reason to visit planets. And it's not just resources and just exploration, because that's not why I ever explore in Fallout or Elder Scrolls. It's like, I am going somewhere, what is that? I'm going to go check that out, because it'll just be quick. And now I'm down, a 20-hour rabbit hole of quest lines and stuff. So, anyways, I'm done. Now you can gush about it.
Yeah, so I think probably Terrence and I are the two that this was the most appealing to in the show. But it looks like a Ryan Ask Ryan game. I'm going to tell you that for sure. So I'm there on day one. I love Bethesda. I love the Elder Scrolls games, obviously. So I'm all in for Mass Effect, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, No Man's Sky game.
Yeah, it's so much stuff.
Elite, Dangerous.
I'm about to piss you both off in the chat.
Okay, god dang it. Anyways, yeah, it's so much stuff in that game. Not this motherfucker.
I know who it is. I don't even have to look at the chat. I know who it is.
Okay, all right. Dreamcast guy is... Listen, I have issues with Starfield, but saying it looks real mid... Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, you and your 982 likes.
Go post a photo of you making some dumb face for your fucking YouTube thumbnail so a bunch of people click on it.
I had to put that in there because you guys were so excited about the game, and I just scrolled across that on Twitter. I was like, oh, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
All I know is...
I'll like this game out of spite of this motherfucker. Sorry, it's a game.
It's a game that we saw that looked interesting that's out in 2 freaking months. Well, a little more than 2 months.
Yeah.
So
it's even got a premium edition that you can get early.
I just...
no, go ahead.
I was just going to tell you, you can buy the premium edition with Game Pass to get the game early for $32. Because you get the game on Game Pass for free. So
right.
Oh, so you're just buying... Okay.
Yep.
I wonder how much that makes the collector's edition.
I don't know.
Oh wait, I found the price. It's $229 for that collector's edition.
No, that's not
Is that
bad
the
considering
watch?
you get a digital watch with it.
Well,
That
but it's a smartwatch, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like one.
You said digital watch. I was like,
my
it
bad,
better
my
not
bad,
be
my
just a
bad.
digital watch.
Wait, this is only in euros. I don't know what that is in American. It's $299 actually in euros.
Oh my!
What does that translate to for us?
Isn't that
$350?
Yeah, as I say, $350, I think.
Jesus
God
Christ!
dang it!
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
that's
little.
a lot.
I mean, it's a little steep, but a good watch will set you back $300. So
True.
Yeah,
That's true.
321.44.
Yeah, that's.
But that's a game, and as long as it's not a piece of shit like some of Bethesda's previous stuff, which it doesn't look like. It does look like it's an actual smartwatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what a smartwatch would cost you.
Just to update, if
it's
you're
at
going
the
to
very
buy,
least, I'll say a cool alternative to the statue collector's edition
Oh,
that
fuck,
everybody
I
else
hate
does.
statues.
Well, if you-
Absolutely. I'm so tired of that statue shit. Give me something practical and useful.
Well,
that they can
okay.
use.
Give me
hold
give
on.
me Starfield Man in the Jacko pose. Come on, guys.
Hold on.
Real
Hold on.
talk.
Hold on.
What you got?
Constellation Edition. You want something practical, right? It doesn't come with a disc.
Oh, God. Why do they keep doing Diablo 4 did the same shit with their dumb collector's item? It doesn't come with the goddamn game.
No, it
Well,
comes
you're
with the
gonna buy
game. It comes with the game. It just doesn't come with a
okay.
disc. It comes with like a digital
Oh,
code.
you know what? Totally fine with that.
But why does it come with a steelbook display case, nigga? What am I displaying?
Wait, okay, hold on.
Like, what the fuck?
Does it actually come with
What
a
you watching
steelbook?
there, bro?
Yes. Listen, it says, this is what you get. It comes with the Starfield digital game that you get up to 5 days early. It comes with the first story expansion called Shattered Space. You get a Starfield Constellation skin pack. You get a steelbook display case. You get a digital soundtrack and art book. You get the Starfield smartwatch. You get a Constellation patch, and you get that little collector box thing.
At least put the soundtrack on a CD in the case.
Right, and put that in the case. Like, what the fuck is the case for?
Guys, you're not looking at the big picture here. Do you know how expensive Blu-rays are to print? It's like 2-3 cents. It's crazy out there, man. You gotta save that money, bro. Fucking ridiculous.
I can't believe that you get a steelbook display case.
Jesus.
That's great.
That's wild. I'm still gonna buy this game though.
You know
Not
what?
that
You know
edition,
what?
but I'm gonna buy this game.
I'm curious now. Is it? It depends on the steelbook. Is it a steelbook like my Yakuza one, where it's got the actual plastic inside the metal, where you put the disc in? It's got like printed designs on the metal or whatever. Or is it one of those steelbook cases that you take the actual standard game case and slap it fully inside? So now it's just
I
a
hope
metal.
it's not one of
container.
those.
I think it's probably one of those because they're expecting you to buy the physical game separate.
That's wild. There's the
Right?
picture of it in the chat. Like it.
Well,
looks
that doesn't
like
give me size.
No, it doesn't give you size. No.
Like, that's
That's
just
just
show it
wild.
open. I'm wondering if that's what they're doing.
Jeez, I don't
know,
I'm
either
not
way,
buying that
that's dumb.
edition, but I'm
It's like
buying
when
this
they-
game.
It's like when they did, and speaking of Yakuza, they did that for the Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 collection, where they're like, here's a PS3 case for 5. And I was like, why would I need this? There's nothing in it. It's so stupid.
I love it. This is the future of video games right here.
Just fucking here's your piece of shit plastic.
You take like a
It'll
nice
outlive
piece
us
of
all.
paper, put the digital code inside of the seal case box, and it's like the spirit of the game is inside the box. It's the same thing. Who cares?
The spirit of the game. Nice.
Yeah.
You can, if you want something practical, you can buy the controller and headset.
That's true. Yeah, they did show us those.
It's the first. Hey. It's the first custom headset.
It is. Yeah.
That's
Oh boy,
important for fucking, I don't know.
who uses the
first-
official Xbox headset? Like for real?
Second, like, great. Are you saying to me that you're gonna start doing a line of fucking custom headsets for every
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
game
It's the
too?
first of its
Jesus
line.
Christ.
It's probably what it is. Yeah.
When they're
By the
gonna
way-
have the design lab for my headset?
Do you think the price of Redfall controllers were devalued as soon as the game got out to the public?
Oh, I guarantee it. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Anthony. I want you to note this time. I want you to note this moment in time. At some point, Redfall will be a hidden gem.
Ugh.
I can see it.
Somebody in the future is going to be like, this game is not as bad as its reputation.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do this to me now, Ken.
You know what's going to happen. It happens with every game.
Ken, no, I don't want to be this negative, Ken. I'm trying to be positive and failing. I don't need help.
Wait, you're trying to be positive? Really?
Yes.
Nice. Where's the attempt? I'm not seeing it.
Oh, fuck you.
So did we stop talking about Starfield? I feel like this went off the rails in the right direction.
We did.
Oh, yeah,
I figured.
Let's get back to it.
Yeah, guys, gush some more.
I mean, Ryan already said like it's also a Terrence game. Like I'm super pumped because I'm a huge space fan, as I talk about on this show all the time. Like I'm down for almost anything that involves space stuff, and the stuff that they showed me, I'm all about, man. And they ended it showing me that I can use space magic. Man, come on. Like this is day one. Like you customize the ship.
Even did they show something like that where you have like stasis powers or what?
Yeah,
like they did. Yeah.
When at the very last thing, like she was like walking.
Like.
Yeah, they were like she was like walking through, and then like it was like a little bubble thing like stopped as she was like walking through. It looked like she like cast some sort of stasis power. So yeah.
So 2023 is the year of the 150 plus hour game, is what you're telling me.
Oh yeah, because this is definitely going to be. Oh my god!
You see Tears of the Kingdom, and then Diablo, and then Starfield.
We love Katamari. Sorry.
Well, I understand there are other good games. I'm just talking about ridiculously long games.
No, that's what I'm saying. That was the joke. That I'll just be playing that for way too long.
I'm still playing Zelda, man. I can't stop.
Dude,
I got to go back because I finished the Wind and Water temples, and I think I'm in the village with the rock people. I don't know what it's called. I'm by Death Mountain.
Fucking Gorons.
Yeah.
The
Gorons.
That's where I'm at. Put respect on the fucking rock people. Get the fuck out of here.
Damn, my bad, the Gorons.
I need to finish these games because Starfield looks like it's going to take me from September to January to play that game.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's a gross underestimation.
But I'll be playing Mortal Kombat 2 weeks after.
I have a feeling you'll be playing
Mortal Kombat,
Starfield for much longer. No, I mean Mortal Kombat's not a question. He'll just wedge out sleep for Mortal Kombat. I can.
2023 is the GOAT.
Yeah, it's lots of good stuff.
It's a lot of good third party, I think, for the most part, and some great first party.
I think
both sides.
Spider-Man and Starfield at the end of the year, Tears of the Kingdom beginning of the year. Jesus Christ, all three of them hit. Fuck.
Yeah.
It's insane.
That's when you know gaming is good, is when all three of the big dogs hit, have a legitimate game of the year contender. That's a good year.
Agreed.
Who's going to get game of the year? That's not fair. Tears of the Kingdom is going to be locked in, man. It's got the Nintendo effect.
I'm sorry. Find me. I can listen. I hate to be this, but be like this. I can find other games that do what Starfield's going to do. Parts of it, anyways, and they probably do those parts better. They're not obviously the whole package. I don't know if I could find another game that does everything Tears of the Kingdom does. Even parts of it are missing. The fucking whole depths area alone is just this big fuck you open world that's all black. So it's very odd. But you know what? I think all of them should be in the discussion. That's just my reasoning. Microsoft, what? And then Sony,
Spider-Man,
fucking Spider-Man, which I mean, even then, the fucking Horizon DLC. Ryan, how was the Horizon DLC?
Oh God, it was excellent. It was
there you go.
Street Fighter came out.
Street Fighter
was fantastic. Yeah. Diablo 4, pretty good too, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I may or may not be playing it right now as we speak.
So yeah, this was the Xbox part, but we also had the Key 3.
Oh yeah, we had the Key 3s.
We definitely had him. Yeah,
freaking guy.
A lot of stuff in there. Path of Exile 2. That was
Yeah, it was the timing on that, man. For them
Yeah,
to drop that when Diablo just came out, like,
it seems like bad timing on their part.
Yeah, but to be fair, they have been in development for a very, very long time, so
No,
I don't think
I
it would
know.
have switched their timing. But Path of Exile, to be honest, like they filled a gap where Diablo left, where Diablo 3 was kind of an object failure when it initially launched, and then over time it got much better. And Path of Exile has always been pretty excellent, like throughout all this nonsense. So, visually speaking, huge upgrade, by the way. If you don't know what Path of Exile looks right now, it looks just as good as Diablo 4, maybe even better in some aspects. So kudos to them. I'm down to try that game again when it fully launches.
And then Anthony's game of the year was at the Key Threes, which is Sonic Superstars.
I found out that Arzest is working on that, so I don't know.
Oh, impressions from the show floor were really good.
I mean, look, it looks really good, but you know, Arzest has put their.
What other games have Arzest make?
Let me talk about that. Balan Wonderworld.
Oh dear. Okay.
Yoshi's New Island, everybody's favorite Yoshi's Island game. Yeah. Yeah. So here's the games that Arzest has made: We Play Motion, Street Pass Me Plaza, Time Travelers, Slot Monsters, Yoshi's New Island, a bad game, Terra Battle, Boost Beast, Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games, Hey Pikmin, Bowser's Inside Story and Bowser Jr.'s Journey. They developed the giant battle sections, apparently. Balan Wonderworld, they worked on Fantasian. And then they're doing Sonic Superstars. Now, Naoto Oshima is the guy that drew Sonic. So it is cool that he's getting to work on Sonic again after being so far away, but it is one of those like, oh, okay. Well,
pedigree aside, the trailer did look pretty good to me. At least
it did, and that's what I like. I'm still having hope, but like as a Sonic fan, I don't have a lot.
Was this the multiplayer Sonic game that we were? Okay, yeah, because I mean,
it looks good. It looks good, and I've watched some more gameplay footage because somebody had like a full level up. And it shows, like, you know, one player's in the background doing their own thing, and then, like, the person playing as Sonic's in the foreground doing their own platforming, which is really neat, and I'm excited, and you know I'm going to play it, because I've played Sonic 06 and fucking Sonic Boom. At this point, it can only go up, I say. That'll be a regret. Anyways, so it's like, I'm excited, but, you know, it's also fucking full price, isn't it?
$60.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh wow. Okay.
Ooh, ouchies. Okay.
So on a level of like, well, now hold up a second, Sonic Mania, which was all sprite work, which meant that they had to draw the sprites. They only charged like $30 for that.
It was 20 or 30. I can't remember.
Yeah, and I think it was because it would have been 30. I'm talking whole, right? They did DLC for it. Like the whole package was like $30. That's a really amazing Sonic game. A game that I would recommend to people that don't even like Sonic to like be like, play this. It's fun. So to be like, yeah, and this one's going to be 60. It's like, okay, we're getting cocky again with Sonic, because Frontiers didn't launch at like the full new price either. It stayed at $59, so 60, but still, I don't know, I have my worries, but I'm excited, but I have my worries.
Also at the Key 3 was a really long-ass gameplay trailer of Mortal Kombat 1.
Yes.
Yeah,
it looked good.
That game looks like Injustice with Mortal Kombat characters, and I am down.
Yep, that's exactly what it looked like. All them air combos and juggles. And I think I read or saw something that somebody, I guess every character has like a launcher to put you in the air for a starter of an air combo.
Just like Injustice.
Nice. Yep.
Oh man, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. Baldur's Gate 3 revealed Jason Isaacs.
That's cool.
Who is that?
He's an actor. I don't know. You watch Harry Potter? You probably don't watch Harry Potter. You watch Star Trek?
Movies, yeah.
Oh, okay. He plays Draco Malfoy's father, the dude with the long white hair. And that's Jason Isaacs.
You'd know him if you saw him.
Famous?
If you saw him, you would know him. But
if you saw him, yeah.
Okay, one of those people. All right, maybe.
For some weird reason, Marvel Spider-Man 2 got a release date at the Key 3s instead of at the Sony thing, which was
Yeah,
weird.
it was weird.
That is weird. Yeah.
Oh, it's out in October. Trailer for The Witcher Season 3. Oh, go ahead.
And we found out at the Key 3s that Venom is not Eddie Brock.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
True.
I mean,
confirm that.
am I crazy? But there was no reason to believe that anyway.
It was strongly hinted that Venom was somebody else at the end of the very first Spider-Man game in the post-credit scene. But
I'm just making sure it wasn't a surprise that
there was still some discussion about whether or not that would be that just because that person may have had possession of the symbiote, that they may not be Venom.
Yeah.
And there's still that discussion, actually. There's some other people who think that Venom is going to be a couple other people. So we'll see. I'm interested.
Just glad. Yeah, I'm just glad they're telling an original story. It's not going to be a rehash of a movie or another plot point from a comic or television show. Because I think they did a pretty good job in the story with Spider-Man 1. I especially like the story between Octavius and Peter, especially.
Agreed.
So, yeah, if they do, and of course with Miles and everything that happened there in that game was even a more heartfelt story as far as Spider-Man goes. So they know how to tell a story, and if it's going to be an original story involving Venom, which is my favorite antagonist in the Spider-Man universe, so much looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's people who know Spider-Man know that he is seldom fighting one person. So, and they played that out in the first game very well, in the fact that the first game was actually almost 2 games, because there's an initial antagonist, and then there's a second set of antagonists after that. So I'm guessing that's the role that Kraven and Venom will play in this game. But who knows? There may be somebody or some more folks that pop up towards the end.
Yep.
I'm excited. I know that for sure.
All I want is that, like, the Shocker is the guy that defeats Peter in the black suit. The worst villain, the Shocker, who just bought gloves that allows them to do shockwaves. Somehow is also the guy that has to save the city from
Venom. The Witcher Season 3 trailer was there.
Yeah, the last season.
Yeah, the final season of The Witcher.
I knew it. I knew it was coming.
He was going to say.
Lies of P dropped a demo and a release date.
Guys, that's
anyone play the demo?
I did.
Yes.
It's very.
How was it?
It's very good, but it is definitely some Souls game.
So you'll like it.
Yep.
I'll try it. Yeah.
It's got great presentation, great lore. It looks great. It runs great. Imagine if Bloodborne ran at 60. That's kind of what this is.
Ooh, me likey.
Yeah. So go check out the demo. It's very well done. But if there's not like an easier, if there's not like an easier mode, I'm just like, because I think I made it to like that first boss dude, and I was like, yeah, this is just like, I was having the Ryan conversation, like, this just feels like work, and I don't enjoy it.
Was it the cop, the like big cop?
Yeah,
like,
the giant cop. I was like, nah,
he killed
fuck
me,
this
and
dude.
I was like, man, I'm done.
Fuck this dude. Nah, this ain't my game. Like, I love everything about it, but not that.
I'm gonna try it again though. I'm gonna try because I mean that was just my first, because I was like, man, fucking Souls shit. But I'm gonna try it again because I'm gonna give it another chance. But yeah, I too checked out when that cop pummeled me.
Yep. Next up was Toriyama's game, Sandland.
Man,
I'm excited
he has
for this.
one style.
He has one style.
Yes, he does.
There it is.
It's the Akira Toriyama style, man. What can I say?
Yeah.
I'm excited. This was when I started reading Shonen Jump. This was like a fairly new comic. So when they brought Shonen Jump over originally, Sandland was one of the few that were like sort of from the time, because I would have started reading that around 2000, 2001. Yeah. And so it's like, well, I know this guy. Akira Toriyama's the guy that did fucking Dragon Ball, and they have a comic from him in this, not realizing that that's where Dragon Ball would have started too.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I was just like, I kind of love the setup. It's like Mad Max, but with Toriyama doing it.
Yeah. So you like the comic? I haven't followed it at all.
It's from I didn't get to read all of it because like finding Shonen Jumps in stores was not the easiest thing ever. For the first while, but from what I read, I liked it. It was, it's
cool.
sort of it's a little bit more. I don't know how it ended, but earlier on, at least when I started reading it, it was funny. So think more like the tone of Dragon Quest, I guess, but now set it in Mad Max. It's like, okay, it takes itself seriously, but not so seriously like Dragon Ball Z gets pretty serious. It's like,
yeah.
I
was intrigued by that trailer, though. I didn't know it was a manga, but I was like, okay, all right.
It looks perfect. Like, it looks spot on to the manga.
Nice. That's good.
They showed more Alan Wake 2, which I'm not going to lie, looked a little rough. But I'm sure it'll come together fine.
They said if you read, they got a 30-minute demo where they didn't get to play. It was hands off, where apparently it looks phenomenal. So that footage that we saw apparently wasn't the best. That I don't understand why they showed.
I was going to say, but maybe show the footage that was better.
Why wouldn't you show us the top notch shit? But anyways, yeah, I saw a couple of like some IGN people and some of the other folks that are actually there. They said that the 30-minute demo that they saw was like great. Like, it looks really good.
Good.
Resident Evil stuff. I mean, it felt very Resident Evil-ish. But yeah, that's on my list. That is one of my anticipated games. Starfield might have took the top spot though, because oh my god.
Is this next game on your list John Carpenter's Toxic Commando?
So, because I'm the multiplayer guy here, yes, it does look intriguing to me. But I'm gonna wait to see more of it, because that was just, they didn't show actually gameplay. It was just
John Carpenter's Left 4 Dead.
That's exactly what it looked like. But yeah, my wife and I, that's one of her favorite franchises is Left 4 Dead. I mean, we play all those multiplayer co-op shooter stuff. Like, she down for that, so I probably will end up with that.
This better be fucking good.
Uh-huh.
Because
yeah,
John
Back 4
Carpenter
Blood
plays
was
video games.
disappointing.
It was.
So we'll see. We'll see.
John Carpenter is like an admitted like video game addict. That's the reason why he basically doesn't do movies. Like, I got enough money, I'd just rather play video games.
Oh, he's living my ideal life, man. What can I say? That's awesome.
He does write music still. That's about all he does. He's like, yeah, I'll write some music with my kids and then put out an album, maybe do some touring, and then I'm going home and playing video games. So this better be fucking good, John.
The one thing I was not expecting to see during a Key 3 presentation was a rendition of the Thong song in the new Twisted Metal TV trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was... Yeah.
What?
I have to say, I'll watch that show.
Oh, for sure. It looks
but
good.
The Sweet Tooth voice was too obviously Will Arnett for me.
Yeah.
And he's got a very recognizable voice, and it takes me out a little bit when I see Sweet Tooth, but I hear Will Arnett in my head. I really think they should have just let Samoa Joe do the voice. But whatever. I'll still watch it and enjoy the show. But they should have just let Joe do the voice.
I didn't know who was playing Sweet Tooth, so thank you for that. And I also didn't realize that was Will Arnett's voice. I need to rewatch that trailer.
I mean, he introduced it.
I'm assuming
I missed the introduction. I came into like the middle of it because I had left the room.
Does he sound just like BoJack?
No. I mean, you can tell he's trying to put on like a gravel. But I mean, Joe. So Joe is, for those of you who don't follow professional wrestling, he's also a voice actor and did recently. He's the voice of King Shark in the Suicide Squad game.
Okay.
So he definitely could have done the voice acting. I'm just not really sure why they.
Because they wanted the name on the marquee.
Yeah,
that's what that is. Yeah.
Prince Persia: The Lost Crown is a new 2D Prince Persia game.
Yeah, made by the Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends people.
Looks pretty good.
Wait,
It looks
2D?
really good.
Yeah, it's 2D.
Yeah. It looks cool, man.
It looks really cool.
It's
Yeah.
getting review bombed right now for some weird reason, but it looks real good to me.
Because it stars Black Guy.
There you go. I mean, I was going to say,
I'll say
thank you.
Oh, it is 2D. Hey, I didn't realize that.
Yep.
Okay. I thought it, because I just saw that like it is 3D models. I'd only saw the screenshots of it. I'm all right with that. Look, I actually liked some of the 2D Prince Persia games that came out like after the original. So.
Yeah, I'm down for it.
It looks awesome.
Looks great. Yeah. We already talked about, but Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name, was announced.
Hell yeah.
For the Terrence audience only, Star Trek Infinite was announced.
That's the 4X game, right?
Yeah, and I am excited about that.
We saw a game called Pow World, which is Pokemon with guns.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what Pokemon needed all this time. I've been saying this for years. Pokemon the guns, make them kill each other, make it more realistic. That's what everyone's been asking for, right? That's what we want.
By the way, that game is only on Xbox console-wise, which is hilarious.
Oh, is it?
That is hilarious.
Our World is?
Yeah, it's Xbox and PC only.
Wow. Okay.
Lord of the Rings is going back to bat after Gollum with Return to Moria,
which I will play because it's a survival game, and I like those. Plus, I like dwarves.
It looks like bad Deep Rock Galactic.
Yeah, well, you know what? I've been playing Deep Rock Galactic, but yeah, that is fair. But I'm gonna check it out because survival games.
I forgot about this game, but apparently Don't Nod has a second game they're working on called Banishers: Ghosts of New Eden.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. I think they have had two studios for a while, right? Because they were doing Vampire around the same time as Life is Strange.
This is from the people who made Vampire.
The Banishers. It looks. I'm interested in that.
I'm interested in whatever they do. They're weird.
Yeah.
Capcom announced a Street Fighter 6 crossover with Exoprimal, which is bananas.
Yeah, it looks dumb, but it looks fun at the same time.
That game is going to be a sleeper. It's going to be fun. It looks dumb, but that little demo was a lot of fun.
Co-op was revealed for Space Marine 2, which is 3-player co-op.
Space Marine.
That's pretty nice.
Yes. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Like, I'm playing through the first one on Steam, and I'm like, man, totally I should be able to have co-op people because you have those two people with you like the whole time.
Yep.
But yeah.
I need to dig out my 360 and play that again, the first one.
Yep, that's what I'm doing too, because it's been forever, so I'm trying to refresh myself before the sequel comes out.
Nicolas Cage is coming to Dead by Daylight.
That's Nicolas Cage, even. It's wild.
And you can fuse with him and be one.
Okay.
It's all I've ever wanted, Ryan.
such a weird like speech thing. He's a weirdo, man.
I like seeing him on stage, man, because he never half-asses anything that he does. So
no,
you know he's gonna be going all into this whole video game thing, and you love to see it.
He half paid his taxes, and that's the reason why he's in.
That's over now. He's confirmed that is over now.
No, I know it has been for a while, yeah. But yeah, like I'm not saying I'm great with money either, but one of us bought a dinosaur skull, and it wasn't me.
You couldn't afford a dinosaur skull.
Correct, but at the same time, what the fuck would I do?
Neither could Nicolas Cage.
That's true. Nicolas Cage couldn't either. Yes,
he was stealing stealing the god damn it, what is it that he was stealing a national treasure?
The Declaration of Independence.
He was stealing it to sell it so he can fucking
buy a dinosaur skull. Jesus.
Sequel to Yes Your Grace called Snowfall was announced.
I never played the first one, so I don't know if I should be excited about that or not.
It's not for me. It's one of those games. Witchfire is coming to early access in September. Remnant 2 got a release date. Oh, go ahead.
Witchfire looked kind of generic to me.
Look who's making it, and you kind of, it's the Painkiller guys.
I don't even know who's making it. Oh, okay.
Oh, that makes sense then. That is what it looks like, too. Okay, all right.
To be fair, they did do The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, which is a phenomenal game, but they also did Painkiller, so, Remnant 2 got a release date. Launching in July, so it's out next month.
Nice.
Immortals of Avium gets another gameplay clip.
I still think that game looks pretty good.
Yep. Every time I see it, I'm more impressed in that one. Like, I'm hoping it plays as well as it looks.
Release date for Under the Waves, which is the new game from Parallel Studio. The Jeff Keighley Gotcha Game Hour showed off Honkai Star Rail, Black Desert Online.
So many gotcha games, man. I hate that shit.
I don't remember this game. I must not have been in it. Lisfanga, the Time Shift Warrior?
I don't remember that
remember
either.
that at all.
I don't
But you
remember
were
that at all.
I gotta tell you though, that could be the name of that game I said earlier I'd forget by the end of the conference. And you could tell me that was the name of that game and I'd believe you.
How about Fae Farm? Got a release date. It's coming to Switch and PC on September 8th.
Another farming simulator. Seems
course.
like a year late. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Another MMO with Throne and Liberty. That's from NC Soft. Party Animals got a release date finally. You know that game they've been talking about forever.
What is it?
What
is the release date?
September 20th.
My son kept hoping that we would see Party Animals at the Xbox show today.
No, it was at the Keeleys. So, and then Xbox partnered with Porsche to create a console for their anniversary or some shit. I don't know. And then Keeley, the whole show, he's like, the rumors are true. This is the end game. You're not going to believe the closing thing. And it was fucking Final Fantasy.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy is a big deal to me.
Yeah, but his build-up for it, like the rumors are true.
Mhm.
They announced
that
this game like 2 years
the
ago.
I freaking tell y'all, this nigga hyped up Lords of the Fallen. Yes, I know it's people on here that's hyped for it. I'm happy for you, but this nigga was like, in this game, everybody been waiting for. Nigga, he just hype up everything. Like, that's what he do.
First game can be found in your local Walmart's bargain bin.
Right. This game has just been waiting for everybody. It's great footage. I'm like, oh shit, okay, this is not.
I just love just like his ominous look at the camera right before he debuted. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
the rumors are true. Like, what rumors?
He working on his smoldering stare, like it's what that was.
There were no rumors about this game. We knew it was coming.
Oh man.
Maybe
Well-
the rumor that the trailer would be there, man. I don't know what people are talking about on the internet nowadays. But all I can say is that it's looking good. Final Fantasy Rebirth. A lot of people were really concerned about how open world it was actually going to be because, the first game was very contained in Midgar, So people were saying like, oh, maybe it'll be a very linear experience. But they showed off some really wild-looking areas, some good exploration, and some story implications in regards to what they're doing with, how this not necessarily being a remake at all, but instead actually being a secret sequel in some ways with how the story is playing out. So things are kind of shifting in terms of, who lives, who dies, and what happens in the story. So I'm fascinated to find out what happens next. Still one of my favorite, most anticipated games of 2024.
Can we also just not call it remake then? Because it's not.
I mean, right. Right. Like, I would be more fascinated if it was the Final Fantasy VIII characters, because I don't really. I mean, Cloud is cool, but like, Squall is the man. And why is it on two Blu-ray discs?
Hold on. You can't fucking try
You
to
just
plow
dropped
through
it.
after
Yeah, you just
dropping
dropped
that
that.
piece of shit.
Squall had a cool gun, and that's basically all he had going for him, man. I'm sorry.
You ain't gotta be sorry, nigga. I think you're the man. Like
Squall is
like
more
Squall.
interesting if you read the Squall is dead theory.
Wow, I have read that actually, and that actually is pretty interesting. But no, I 8 is like my favorite Final Fantasy. I liked.
Is it your first?
That's cool.
No, 7 was my first actually.
Really? Okay.
Mhm.
I do also have to agree with you that I think it's hilarious that the marketing for this game is like, it's on 2 discs.
Yeah.
Like-
they made such a big deal about it, which is funny to me.
Like, who cares?
None of those Final Fantasies you just mentioned are as good as Mystic Quest.
Oh, here
so.
we go.
God
Here
damn
we
it,
go.
Ryan.
Don't play
Give this
Mystic
man
Quest.
an audience, and he'll be plugging the shit in.
That's right.
That sounds like work. All right, that's all I got from the Key 3s. That's all I got from Xbox. There was a bunch of other stuff going on, and I know Ubisoft is happening, like, probably as you're listening to this. I think Capcom is also happening on Monday. And then apparently Microsoft has another thing on Tuesday where it's like, let's have more time to talk about.
Do the wrap up.
It's something, like they're going to announce more games. Like, okay.
There was the mobile Final Fantasy game at the Key 3 too. That was it. Ever Crisis?
Oh
Is that what it's
god!
called?
And didn't they? They
Because that's a
literally
gotcha
just
thing, I think.
they literally just closed one. They literally just
Battle
released
Royale.
the fucking first soldier.
Yep. Now they're putting out another one. And it's weird too, because you play snippets of the Final Fantasy VII story. So you'll play the first part where you and Barrett go to destroy the first reactor, and then it'll transition to, a different area and a different part of the game. I don't understand what they're going for with it, but whatever.
Did anybody watch any of the Intel future games?
I did not.
There's some kind of neat stuff. I just kind of watched the trailers after the fact because I'm not sitting through a whole thing. There's a samurai game. The Spirit of the Samurai is what it's called. It's a 2D action adventure game, I guess. It's not Metroidvania. Ryan, you need to look up this game.
What's it called again?
The Spirit of the Samurai. It's fucking wild. The animation style and everything is crazy, and it looks like it's a really good game. It's making its way to the fucking Atari VCS too, but yeah, it's got this weird stop animation look to it. It's wild.
Okay. I'll check it out.
I kind of looked through the trailers. Obviously, I'm not going to mention everything. It's just too much.
Did anyone watch the Devolver Digital thing?
No,
I did not.
I did. It was funny.
It's always funny, but did they have any big games?
Well, Devolver never is going to be like AAA games for anything. They have games that's going to be a lot of fun to play, whether or not they'll interest you or not. But the whole context of the conference for this time revolving around the character that never existed, but they just kind of juxtaposed him into other games that already exist and that are also popular from Devolver. And it was actually genuinely pretty funny. So if you have 30 minutes and you want to watch some game announcements and some funny skits, check out the Devolver thing. I always have a good time watching those.
Also, did we not mention the greatest announcement this week?
What?
Shadows of the Damned remake?
Oh.
Is it a full remake?
Yes.
Third person?
Yes.
Really? I didn't even see the trailer for that. Where did that even drop?
It was on Twitter where I saw it. I don't know if it dropped in a conference or anything, but yeah, Shadows of the Damned is getting a full-on remake, and I couldn't be happier. That game is so good.
Yeah, that game's really underrated.
Oh, other than the big boner parts. God, those were frustrating, but man. The snail in the library is still one of those top-tier gaming moments that I just can't. That song that he hums the entire time, Jesus Christ.
I played and beat that game. I don't even remember what you're talking about.
Oh man, that is the best part of that game is just riding on the snail through the library because it's dark and he's got the little lamp bulb on his head and he's singing this song the entire time. It's so good, so good.
I might have to watch some footage of that because I don't remember in the slightest. But yeah, I'm glad that game's. Who's even making that remake?
Oh, I don't remember. It was somebody who worked on the original, but I don't think Mikami's involved, unfortunately.
Ooh, okay. We'll see.
I wonder if Suda is. I bet Suda is.
I hope so.
2
Mm-hmm.
coming out. Yeah, that's that. He's got 2 remakes kind of in the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
There's that one that they're working on for Lollipop Chainsaw as well.
But is he doing that? Is he working on that?
I don't remember exactly. You're asking too many questions for a man.
It's Lollipop Chainsaw remake is so funny because they dropped it on Twitter and then they've never talked about it since.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening with it. Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, there were some other things that showed up at the Future Games show that I kind of want to just quickly talk about. A game that I think the art style looks really interesting. It's called Cross Blitz. It's definitely not a Ken game. It's really nice pixel art. It is a card battle game, but it also looks like you move characters around a map to capture points too. So it looks like a strategy game that's got a card game as your battle system. Yeah, I really like the artwork style. Do you remember the Cuphead ripoff that was announced?
I remember it, but I don't remember the name.
Yeah, I remember.
The name is Enchanted Portals, and it disappeared. And I was like, oh, good. It just kind of, they decided it was a bad idea. Guess what showed up fucking Future Games summer showcase fucking thing. There's Enchanted Portals, and it looks still like a Cuphead ripoff.
I guess the PC gaming show is going on right now, and Microsoft just announced that Game Pass will work with GeForce Now in the coming months.
Huh.
Wow.
Okay.
So,
there was a game. There's this really weird 3D platformer style that's going around the indie scene right now, where the character is 2-dimensional and the world is 3D. And the new game in that sort of style is Ruffy and the Riverside. And it looks kind of like the character design reminds me of like PS1 sort of character design. Like even the way he moves, it kind of reminds me of like Tomba or whatever, but it's a fully 3D world. It's not like a Metroidvania or whatever. So that looks really cool. Pacific Drive kind of looks like the game I wanted. That shitty game that was made by the Somerville. Reminds me of looks like what Somerville should have been. The idea is that you have a car and you drive that car and you have to repair it and stuff, and aliens are coming to abduct you, so you're constantly trying to repair this car to get further. But like everything around you is kind of getting destroyed and everything. So very interesting concept where the idea is to kind of keep moving, which is what I liked about the Eternal Cylinder. But this time you're building a car so you can keep going further and further. Kill It With Fire is getting a sequel. That's the game where you have to kill the spiders with fire.
My son plays that game all the time.
Yeah, mine too.
There'll be a sequel for him to play. This one is a weird one. It's Eternites, is what it's called. It looks like an anime game. But I thought it was going to be a visual novel, but no, it's like people turn into these creepy monsters, and then it's this really intricate-looking battle system, like sort of Devil May Cry, Bayonetta sort of style. You're dodging and slowing down time and attacking. It looks really fucking cool, and like the anime cutscenes look like you were just watching an anime. Like they're really high production value. And then the weirdest one that I figured I'd bring up because they made the Gollum game. Daedalic has a game coming out, which is weird, called Surviving Deponia, which was their big series before they decided to, like, I guess, do 3D stealth games. But instead of a comedic point-and-click adventure, it is a story-driven survival game.
Nice.
And
everything.
like, I don't get what their fascination is, and apparently this is the end of. So, I don't comprehend why someone would choose to change format in design like that when your audience that was engaging with it would probably just want another point-and-click adventure. But yeah, now the canonical ending is in a survival game.
Sure.
And then the only other one, and I don't know where it was, if it was at all. There's a game called Cloudpunk that I played. It's a cyberpunk sort of first-person game that you can play in third person as well. And it's all about just trying to drive through this cyberpunk city and do missions and stuff. They are making a sequel called Nivalis, which is the place that Cloudpunk takes place in. And it looks like it's going to be a bigger adventure sort of game through this cyberpunk city. It's really neat, and I'm glad that they did well enough with Cloudpunk to make what looks like a much better sequel. And that's it for me. That was all the other stuff that I had seen in my travels over this last couple days.
Of not E3, Key 3?
Yeah, I don't want to call it Key 3 because I don't want to give Keeley the fucking.
Yeah, I hate that it's not called E3 anymore because like we don't have like an all-encompassing thing to call
But
this.
it was barely all-encompassing anyway.
Yeah, but you knew what I was talking about. Now I have to skirt around 14 different declarations of what we're doing. Like Sony did their thing 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like this all used to happen in the span of 4 days. It's crazy. I don't know, man. I don't like it. I don't like all this separation. Like, if you're going to separate it, then don't even have, like, a standard time. Just do it when you're ready. Like, I don't know. supposed to be Gamer Christmas.
It used to be the Gamer Super Bowl, right?
That's
like
right.
The one
That's
day
more
where
accurate.
it happens at all. And it's kind of been... I think it is ultimately, Ken, I think it was going to happen whether E3 survived in the form that it had or not.
Sure.
Because gaming, there are more gaming companies than ever. There are more developers. There are more publishers. And as an industry, it's just growing too much. And I think it's just too much for it to be contained in just a couple of days. So we are seeing what's probably going to be the future for gaming. But the thing about Keighley 3, where the summer games and stuff like that, it's just run in a specific way that I'm not really too fond of. The whole way too many commercials and segue things that they do. It feels like a giant advertisement, more transparently than I would like. I get it, you're supposed to be showing off trailers, and it's an advertisement of itself, but in a way, it's kind of a celebration of games too, of things that we can look forward to in the future. But when you're adding in all the commercial for free-to-play mobile games and all this other stuff that's kind of coming in, that kind of loses that focus. And that was never a problem with the E3 shows because they were all first-party stuff, right? So Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, there wasn't ads for some random-ass gacha game in the middle of any of those conferences. It just wasn't going to happen because every minute of that time was precious. So it feels like we've lost that. No, there shouldn't have been more. Yeah. No, that's fuck commercials, man. I don't watch commercials on my TV. I don't watch some of my movies or TV shows or whatever, and I have no patience for it. So if you stop injecting that shit into my shows and whatnot, it's annoying.
All right, we should just say that this podcast is brought to you by...
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, at least the Sony and Microsoft were basically just back-to-back games.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
I like those. They still strive to be Nintendo. Like, Nintendo does the perfect, video presentation.
And now here's for something else. Snap the fingers.
Yep.
14 fucking farming games.
The only time
shot right in my brain.
The only time the dudes come on screen, he's like, "How'd you like that?" Well, here's some more.
You got some more stuff. Snap his fingers. Yep.
Like a scene from A Clockwork Orange, but they're just forcing me to watch trailers for their games. And I'm screaming, I'll buy it! I'll buy it!
That's right. That's what we want. And you know what? Microsoft, Sony both hit that. There's a little fluff to it. Like, it's not as compact as a Nintendo, but at least there wasn't 20 minutes of a dude talking about an engine in the Microsoft one.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You are important to us. You are part of the Xbox family. Motherfucker, I don't pay to get into families. Get the fuck out of here.
Nah, but like Ken said, and I have to reiterate because it's so true, gaming is so good right now. 2023 is going to be remembered as one where a bunch of these 90-plus aggregate score games have come out. We have a few monumental titles that dropped, and we are looking to a couple more that might be dropping in the future. So, man, it's good to be a gamer right now. I'm happy that we get to play all these games. And with Game Pass, despite my issues with it on PC and how that handles DRM and stuff like that, is still a tremendous deal. And they just shown today that there is a lot more to be excited about. Hell, if I wasn't gonna be able to play those Persona games, the Adelaide games or the Yakuza games on Game Pass on day one, I would have bought those on day one, straight up. So that's fantastic. Good deals, good games, and a lot of things to look forward to. So I'm very happy.
Yep, 2023 is a year that we could just accept Redfall. Like, it's okay. We can have a really bad game.
No, I'm still not accepting Redfall. What the fuck?
No, I'm not talking about accepting the game. I'm just accepting the fact that it's just terrible and we don't have to think about it anymore.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
No,
I was going to say, I don't think that we should give them a pass.
No, you don't get no pass for that game. No way.
Get the fuck.
No, you don't get a pass for that.
But none of us paid $70 for it, right? So that's the important part.
Hey, Game Pass saved me from spending $70 on that trash, so...
There you go. That's therein lies one of the powers of Game Pass.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, Arcane, I probably would have dove in on that. Come on.
Yeah. Pedigree's there, but it is what it is.
And that's all it is. We'll talk a little bit about it next week. We'll have some news about Capcom, Ubisoft, that stuff. But I think we're on the other side of it now. It's just time to wait and play some games because September's not that far away, and there's a bunch of crap coming out in September, and I'm sure we'll be playing. I mean, for God's sakes, we're still playing Zelda, and Diablo's still here, Street Fighter's here, and it's like,
so many good games, man.
It's crazy. But I think that wraps it up. We'll be back kind of to a normal show next week, so be sure to check that out. And unless anybody has anything else, we'll get out of here for a day because it's late. Bye-bye. Peace, bitches.
Alrighty. And it goes something like this.